Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89 here. Picard Countdown Comic 2 has been released. Now it just continues on the same story. Basically, some time has passed since Picard and Musker were imprisoned. They're still there. Um, Presumably, Starfleet's trying to do something, but nothing has happened. Um, Governor Shiana is still holding them, and there's a scene where they're having dinner, and she starts bragging about how she's planning to exploit Picard, basically, and use him as a political tool to negotiate by using him, because obviously he's very valuable to Picard. But fortunately, there's a revolt, and there's a big explosion, and basically the Uyat species people they're revolting, so they break in, they free Picard, they spring them, they escape from the city, they end up in a cave, um, and we meet Zaban and Loris, who are the ones who end up being Picard's caretakers. We find out that they're part of the Tel Shiar, the Tel Shiar operatives. They'd been placed there for a while, they'd fallen in love, and apparently that's a no-no with the Tel Shiar, so they kind of had to they were kind of using this as a way to get out of that situation, and they're asking Picard for asylum and hoping to sway his sort of um, um, to freeing him, hopefully, so they will help him, so he will help them. Sorry. In the meantime, the governor contacts the Enterprise, and we see a Lieutenant Newton, who's I guess whoever is on charge at the time, and he's sort of a young officer, and they beam the governor and two of her people up, and then they find out that they indeed have an ulterior motive, and somehow, which this didn't seem particularly believable to me, he allows them access to the computer, and they somehow manage to take over the AI and take over the whole ship pretty much in one move. I don't really understand how that. Yeah. Just gonna leave that. And that's pretty much where it ends. And I don't know. I'm not really surprised. It's just continuing on. Some people I sort of review. I normally have a look at a few other people's things before I do anything. Um, and Ketwolski thought that they were. I guess he thought the story was going to somehow go into things that relate to the Picard series more. Whereas this is clearly just an origin story. It's just this is what happened before, and it's very much, you don't really need to know this. I mean, all you need to know is that Picard left Starfleet because he was disillusioned by things that happened. He wasn't happy. You don't really need to know everything about it. So it's sort of just background. It's an excuse to have a comic. It doesn't hurt. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not that excited for the last issue. I mean, we kind of know what happens. I'm pretty sure Starfleet doesn't do anything to help the Uyat people. The millions of them that are stuck on the planet, but because they've got political ties to the Romulans, they're helping them, and they're not helping these people that serve them or have been exploited by them. And he's going to leave Starfleet because of that. Clearly, they can't help, or maybe they try and help, but it's too late. And that's enough for Picard to be disillusioned with Starfleet, because they didn't immediately try. It wasn't their automatic reaction. They had to be pushed into it or something, or maybe they just don't, and he leaves because of that. So we sort of know what's going to happen in the last issue. So I still haven't seen the Enterprise or anything, and it's okay. I was hoping for more. I was also hoping for something that tied more into the series, but I sort of knew from the first issue that we weren't going to get it from this. There may be additional comics and things afterwards that deal with stories relating to or leading up to or coming out of the Picard series, kind of like with what they're doing with Discovery. They've done a few one-offs about different characters and things, and they're doing an aftermath comic and dealing with what happened in Starfleet after Discovery disappeared. So they'll probably do something like that, and I mean, I prefer just the one-off adventures, and that which they were doing with the Abrams universe characters, rather than sort of continuing. I'd rather that. I'd rather just random, unique sort of stories from Picard's life. But I guess I can't do that because he's not in Starfleet anymore. It's just no way to really do any Star Trek stories from this Picard series, really, because he's not in Starfleet anymore. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm not going to get that. But yeah, okay. So that's that. That's my review of that. It's just more of the same. It's okay. I'm not expecting much from the last issue, and that's it. Thanks. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment. Comments are fun. Thanks. Bye.